Big Papa's Chairman's Reserve Porterhouse pork chop with a nice sausage mushroom cream sauce. So what are we doing today? That's the question. I got some beautiful Chairman's Reserve pork chops. They're Porterhouse, which are beautiful. They got the equivalent of a little chop and the fillet there. Let's start by seasoning these beautiful Chairman Porterhouses. Okay, and we're gonna season them with Desert Gold, which you know I use a lot, but first let me just trim some of this excess fat off. Here you go. Okay, I like that. I'm gonna cut this off though. This is not value added, it's mostly fat. Trim that down. So we talk a lot about resting meat, and what I wanna talk about the resting now is you usually think of resting only in terms of when you pull the meat off the cooker and rest it before you slice. What I'm saying is I like to rest anything I'm cooking. Let it sit out for an hour or two. Don't worry about bacteria because the surface temperature, it's only gonna be surface, and then however you cook it is gonna take care of that. So we're gonna start here. We're gonna put some Desert Gold on both sides. Pat it down nicely. Flip it over. Really, you don't have to pat it down nicely, but there we go. Let's pat it here. Rest for 1 second. I have some Parmesan here. 3 different kinds. I have really fine, I have very coarse grated, and a medium grade. We're gonna crust these pork chops in Parmesan, but first, let's get some Desert Gold in there. Next thing up, beat 2 eggs. We're gonna dip the pork chops into the beaten egg mixture and then dredge the Parmesan and then press it down really good. We're using the egg as a glue. So we whip these things up. Okay, dip, dip. Let's get some edges in there too. And we really want to get a lot on this, okay? Press it in good. Time for the second one. So this is the first part of the dish. We're doing these Parmesan crusted pork chops. Okay, we got the crust down. We're gonna let them sit just for a little bit, and then I'm gonna put some oil in a nice cast iron pan, and I'm gonna brown these really good. I've got an oven that's 350. I'm gonna take it and put it on a baking rack in the oven and bake it until it's about 138 internal temperature. I'm gonna pull it out and I'm gonna make a sauce while that's cooking. And the sauce is mushrooms, a French garlic sausage, tomatoes, onions, bell pepper, and garlic, maybe a dash of stock. So then we'll take those pork chops when they're done, we'll put them on the plate, and then we'll drizzle that sausage mushroom sauce around the edges to keep both sides crispy. Should be a really nice deal. So we got this part done. Let's pull them aside and rest. I'll set up for the sauce and be right back. Okay, here we go. So let's start by turning on a little action here. Right around medium, a little olive oil. Make sure the pan gets nice and hot. Some butter. Okay, let's talk cast iron a little bit because I've been cooking on it since I was a kid. My mom taught me how to cook on it. I think cast iron is so great, but I also love carbon steel pans, which is what this one is. They both really spread the heat out nicely. There's lots of expensive ones now. I'm a Lodge guy. Take good care of your pan, it'll last you forever. All right, so we're just getting the temperature we want. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure when we put this in that we don't try and turn it until we know it's caramelized, because if it's not, the cheese will stick to the pan. So I'm gonna be very, very strategic in how I work that. Okay, we got the butter browning nicely. That means my temperature is good. So let's all listen to that. We set this for about 4 minutes and check it. Okay, I'm always talking about listening to your pan. It's a little loud, so I'm going to turn it down. Love how that's sounding. Okay, my alarm went off. Let's see. Nope. Give it another minute, 2 minutes. Nope. This is ready. Oh, thing of beauty. Siri, 5-minute timer. Okay. I'm going to put probe in here, 64 degrees. Go in the oven for about 25 minutes. 350. Trusty chef alarm. While the pork chops are in there baking to 138, this is a 2-step cook. 3-step, 4-step. I'm going to start with mushrooms. No butter, no oil yet. What we want to do is we want to release the liquid in the mushrooms first. And then when the mushrooms get nice and soft, I'm going to pull them out and reserve them. I'll be sauteing some vegetables along with the sausage. Now you watch this perfectly dry pan. Give me just a second and it won't be dry for long. Ooh, they're starting to shine a little bit. See, they're getting wet. Look at that. Completely dry pan. Look at that. Shining beautifully. Okay, they're almost where I like them. And then I'm just going to toss a little butter in there. And you thought I'd stop at butter? Nope. Now these are just beautiful mushrooms. I hope you agree. Let's get a little Louise in there. Pull them off. Pan smoking a little bit. That's okay. Get some oil in there. Crumble something nicely brown. And when you get it all broken down, and the more it's broken, the easier it'll be to get it broken down. But I just want to get it nice here. No seasoning on this, just let it saute, we'll blend it up, and we'll get all the right things we need. But I definitely want some browning. Doesn't all have to be brown because it's going to get cooked again. Now we're going to use the fat from the sausage. We're going to keep it in there. We're going to cook our vegetables in there before we put it all in there. Okay, just a little more. Okay, we're ready. All right, let's let the hits keep coming. We got some of the oil from the sausage, and now we're going to just put a little bit of olive oil in there too, and we're going to saute some red bell pepper and some sweet onion. These won't take long. We're going to get them translucent. I love that word. The onions, we want to make them not see-through, but pretty much almost see-through. Like a cheap shower curtain. So you can see the mushrooms are playing a role here. The sausage is playing a role here. Now this is a made-in carbon steel pan. I don't have a deal with them. I want to get this just a little bit more. Pan wasn't barking at me enough. I had to turn up the heat. Always listen to your pan. Okay, so now some tomatoes and 5 cloves of very thinly sliced garlic. You put the garlic in after the onions and the pepper because the garlic cooks quicker. Sit this with your friend in mind, little Louise. Don't leave home without it. I'll break down the tomatoes pretty much. Meanwhile, I'm looking at my thermometer and my pork chops are at 124. So I'm going to pull them 138, they'll drift up, residual cook. They'll get to be about 142, which is about perfect by the time I serve it. You know, sometimes I get all of these ideas and it's neat cooking them. And a lot of the things people don't realize is that most I cook make show. I've never cooked before, it's just an idea I got. Put the mushrooms back in there. Put the sausage back in there. Stir it up, mix it up. Here comes the fun. We'll put about a half a cup of chicken stock in. A little Chardonnay in there. About a quarter cup. Reduce it. Now, we'll let it reduce until it thickens a little bit, and a nice little denser sauce, and then I might have a little trick at the end. Just simmering down, cooking that stock, cooking the alcohol out of the wine. Okay, secret I'm talking to you about? A little half and half in there. We're ready. I'm going to assemble the plate. Okay, kids. Here we go. Big Papa's Chairman's Reserve Porterhouse pork chop with a nice sausage mushroom cream sauce. Enjoy it. Here's the other plate. One for me, one for her. And it's time to eat.